Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And after my little disaster yesterday, I decided to stay away from cranking any die cut machine handles and touching any sharp objects. So I've got another little haul to share with you, and somebody also suggested, could I show them how I store my paper? So first of all, I've got a new little paper haul, and I will pause the vid and go and grab a box and show you how I do that. So Michael's, during the sale, these turned out to be $3 each. So I got foiled cardstock, and we have got Hurricane Elsa blowing through at the moment, which is why I'm recording this the day before. It's really dark outside, so I've got my light on in my craft room, so it might be a bit shadowy. And there's 25 sheets in there, and it's £65 weight. Now these are actually craft stock on the back, so you could pretty much say these are like the Tim Holtz pads, and I do have those. I think I've got the sort of like vintage gold and copper, and then I've got this sort of like rose pink. It is rose pink. I'm going to turn it that way. You can see all my goo gone, and my bottles. And then I've got this kind of like unicorn reflective one. Put that there. And these are all £65. And then I've got the gold one. I've got the multi-pack, which is a slightly softer pink than the one that I just showed you, and a sort of like more like a skyy blue, but we've got the purples and the reds and the greens for Christmas. And I have to say, I don't really use that much red and green at Christmas anymore. I've kind of gone away from traditional colours, and we've got, I think these might be repeats regards the red and the green in this pack, but a bit more orangey and gold, so that one's a bit more autumn. And then I got these. I got two of them, and I got sent two different colours, and I'll just slide those over. Now these are the scrap packs from Michael's, and I do get the glitter ones as well, and when you see them, they're totally worth it. These with the coupon, I think, were $3 each, but you get like £1 weight, and they do last an awful long time. Turn it that way. The biggest piece you get in a pack, I think, is 6x5. But these are the colours that they've got in at the moment. The colours do differ. I think it's a seasonal thing. So if you're buying in the spring, you'll get paler shades. But if you do a lot of small critter die cutting and stuff like I do, these are absolutely awesome. So if I grab this little bit here, we've got a sort of pearlized silver, and all of this is heavyweight, and I would say it's basil, however you like to say it, cardstock. So there is a real nice dark purple for Halloween, and then of course we always need greens for cutting foliage for flowers and stuff. And what else have we got? We've got orange, which is good for Halloween, and some heavyweight cream cardstock. But once again, you know, when you're cutting out small things, just absolutely awesome. You can see how thick that is, I hope. But it's just really lovely quality for the money. I'll pop that one in. And then we've got two shades of blue in there, a darker green, same colour orange. And then if I get this one out, this one's the pink. Whoops. And this one's a smooth. Oh no, it's not actually, is it? It's linen textured. It's a very, very fine grain linen texture. Ooh, can you see that as I'm touching the surface? It's moving. Ooh, isn't that creepy? Oh, that's probably be good actually on a monster for Halloween. Now I can see what's happened. The surface is coming off it. Oh, but that's quite cool, isn't it? You could cut out a witch's face or something and put a little note inside your card and tell them to touch her face. Oh, it's going all zombie-like. Ooh. I quite like that actually, even though he's not supposed to be doing that. But anyway, I highly recommend the scrap packs. Right, so I'll just get that back in. I might actually cut a witch's face using that. That's quite interesting. And this one, paler shades of green to what's in the other pack. And this shade is slightly darker than that one, which is more limey. So if you like to do layering flowers and critters, these are just an absolute bargain. And there's a fuchsia pink. I don't think that's showing quite true compared to that pale pink I just showed you that looks alive. And then these two, that one is more lilac and that one is more grey. So $3 a pack, it weighs a pound. They usually hide them away on the bottom shelf, but when you get the glitters, you know, they are an absolute bargain because the glitters are gorgeous. Right, I'm just going to pause and I'm going to grab one of my boxes that I keep my paper in. Right, so I've tried to lift my camera up as high as possible, and this is a plastic box and it's 14 inches by 14 inches. But when you, I'm just going to slide it so I can open the lid. But when you get your interior dimensions, they are just a fraction over 12 by 12. Now, in this box, I've got all my glitter stuff stored. So all of my glitter bits, and this is the scrap pack. And then I'll put my 6 by 6, and if I've got any 12 by 12, they'll go into a separate box. So I keep everything stacked and separate. So this is how I store my paper. Now, all of my papers are in boxes like this. I don't necessarily colour code them. And pads, I don't separate those out by colour either. But I do tend to be seasonal. So all my spring pads will go into one box. 6 by 6 Echo Park will go into one box so that I'm like keeping the makers separate. So I tend to do stuff like that. But as you can see, my glitters are just all mixed, but they're all in the box, and this is how I keep them. I also keep my tapes in a box like this as well. In fact, I'll pause and grab that one. So here we go, look, all of my lovely tape, and as I start to use them, I start to refill, and I think it holds 3, 6, 9, 12. It holds 24 rolls of Dollar Tree tape down in that section, just moving it again. And then you can see I've got various other rolls of double-sided tape and stuff that I keep in here. And these were gifted to me by Marilyn. So I've still got a little pile there. And then I've got this one on my desk and I can just shove that one back in there. But, you know, I just put everything into these cases. They're so useful. And you can put punches in as well. So these are also from Michael's, and you get 12 for $44. So my suggestion is, when you can afford it, get 2 packs at a time, because then you get free delivery. They don't do these in store. You have to order them online, but they're really, really good. And I stack mine flat, 2 boxes high, along a shelf. So I can, well, I can see through the box and I know what's in there. But if I've got like other stuff like 6 by 6 pads and things like that, I might just do a label and just put Echo Park on the front, or Jen Hadfield, or Maggie Holmes, or something like that. So this is how I do my storage. But as I said before, you can put paper punches in here as well. And I also store my very large frame sets of craft dies in one of these, and they're held together with a book ring. So the entire set is just on a book ring and just thrown in. That's all I do. I don't do anything fancy. I don't go and buy expensive magnet sheets or anything like that. Just stick them on a book ring and put them in. And if I need to label them, if I might forget, you know, what kind of set it is, which isn't likely to happen because all the big frame sets tend to come from Surprise Creation. So they all go into that box and it just keeps them together. It's just really, really easy. And you can get about 50 large frame sets of dies in one of these. So you can kind of appreciate how useful it is. My smaller dies, I store those in the photo boxes, which are a large case like this, but then you get 5 by 7 inch cases that slot inside, and you usually get, I think it's 16 or 18 of those, might be 16. Yeah, it might go sort of like 8 here and 8 here, and then I will just put dies in there by theme. So all of my birds will go in a box, all of my flowers will go in a box, and I don't separate them by designer or anything, because my creativity, I like to say, comes out of the chaos. So as I open up a box of flower dies and I rummage around, I can actually see that other people's sets will complement other people's sets, or I might come across something that I haven't seen in quite a while right at the bottom of that little box. And so that's really what gets my creativity spurt going. So this is how I store my stuff. And I'm sorry that my camera wasn't high enough to lift up. But what I will try and do is put these boxes on a table or something, try and get a photograph and use that as the front image for the video. So you will have seen that as an intro. So anyway, I haven't done anything to my shoulder today. I haven't cut my wrist today. And I did have to go away and bandage it and put butterfly stitches on it, because what I hadn't noticed was I'd gone about 1/4 inch deep, but I did not cut a vein, and that was so lucky. So whatever you do, when you're taking handles off craft knives, make sure that the sharp blade is pointed away from yourself. Right, I thank you so very much for joining me today, and I hope that Elsa just blows over and doesn't do anything to anyone. But you have an absolutely awesome crafting day. I thank you so much for watching, and as usual, all links below, and I'll be up with a project tomorrow. Bye.